Today is Saturday, November the 18th. My name is Daiki Tsunagari. Do I have permission to record this interview?
Yes.
Could you please state your name?
My name is Brandon Gallas.
And are you from Petworth or do you live in the area?
I live in Petworth. Yes, I do, on 9th Street.
And in your experience, how has Petworth changed over your time living here?
I moved into my house in 2003. The changes that I've seen have been a lot of home development and new families. It's been very nice to see a lot of new development or remodeling of houses. Certainly as a new family myself, my kids had a lot of other families we could connect with. I also enjoy the diversity of the neighborhood and the different friends I've made in the neighborhood, close and more just as neighbors. People sitting on the porches, is an easy way to meet them and say hello and feel like connected to those to everybody. And so as you're walking down the street, I would always say hello to the people on the porches. It's a nice way to feel connected and to meet people.
And do you think that anything has been lost as a result of these changes? Anything specifically gained?
So certainly it's knowing the home prices. It has to be challenging for anybody who's not salaried. The home prices are remarkably high because of the proximity to all the jobs downtown and government jobs and all that sort of stuff. So I do feel that it is tough for teachers and anybody with in a restaurant and kind of jobs that are of that level, and I feel for those people and groups. I hope that there's ways to give them a chance to be in this neighborhood, because I enjoy the diversity in the neighborhood and I'm always afraid of losing that diversity. So far it's still hanging in there, I think, although it is definitely you can see kind of two communities almost at times, and those two communities are the ones that have been here a while and have already established their roots, and the communities in apartment buildings, which is maybe a little bit more affordable than buying a house at this point in time, and that community of people that have bought houses in the last decade and a half. You can see that shift. It's new families coming in, looking to get a foothold on the home, but that is getting more and more out of reach for a lot of people I know.
Do you feel like there's any places in Petworth that make you feel as if you're connected? Any special connection to the community?
Well, certainly the street that we're on right now, Upshur, is incredible gathering point for people all over the place, and restaurants, with the restaurants that are here, which are bringing in people from all over. I enjoy our market that comes all summer long and on Saturdays as a real place to see friends and neighbors. That's real nice. The schools still, the neighborhood schools are a place to really connect with everybody else, and it's fun to see families that we knew at one point in time and in one school and reconnecting them with them in another school, or maybe at a sporting event, and that kind of really is a nice element. I grew up in a suburban community where it was a little bit more connected just in terms from the high school and grade schools because of everybody going to the same place. But around here, everybody goes to a different school, maybe with a significant commute involved, and so that it kind of splits people up, and there's not as much running around the block with your schoolmates. Kind of have to have two family groups or friend groups from school and then from the neighborhood.
Would you say that you have any favorite memories of your time in Petworth? Any specific ones that you'd like to share?
Specific memories, well, I love 4th of July. New people to the neighborhood always complain about the fireworks that are going off, but it ain't going away. So sit back and enjoy it, and we can watch it from our porch in the back, and every other corner seems to have a group of people that really go all out, and that's fun to watch. That's probably one of my favorite things in the neighborhood.
And what would you say, you spoke a lot about children and the youth growing up in Petworth. What would you envision for the neighborhood 5 years from now, 10 years from now, just going forward?
Well, I think the general size of the houses make it kind of a starter home for certain groups of people. And I've seen plenty of people come as they have their family, and then as their kids get a little bigger and school questions start being an issue. DC is really tough getting the school that you want to be in because of the lottery system and such a mixing of, the home school is not always the school people want to go to. So I think that drives a lot of change from the families when they start looking at high school or maybe even middle school and really are not happy with their current school situation. They move on to be either in a place where their home school is what they're expecting, or maybe even in Virginia and Maryland to make sure that they get into a school system that they have confidence in, and because there's a lot of nice schools and a lot of pros and cons though, and that's what's going to drive people to be in one neighborhood versus another, unless in the lottery system they luck out. And I've been very lucky to my family has been pretty happy with everything that's happened in the school systems here, but not everybody has felt the same way.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, observe about Petworth today?
So another community element is the church I go to up in the cemetery. The church name is St. Paul's Rock Creek Church. You might not even know there's a church because it's kind of inside a cemetery boundary. But that's been a real great place for my family. A nice diverse community in that church. Pretty small congregation. I think that's happening everywhere, that congregations are smaller and smaller, and this one is no exception. But we were really embraced, even though we were a little bit outsiders at the time. And we really enjoy the way we feel in that group. And we have a table at this event, Petworth Days Today, and try and be out there in community. We host a lot of parties, whether it's Halloween. We have a strawberry festival in June, and a couple pancake breakfasts in the Lent season. So I mention that because it'd be great to see more people in that community and enjoy it.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.